Julia Chin is the civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army for Southern California. And she served for what, 4 years? 7 years. Oh, I didn't realize it's been that long, but it goes fast, no doubt about it. But Miss Chin, whose son just graduated from U.S. Military Academy at West Point this spring, and also has a son there now. She is an Army veteran and is very, very influential in representing our Secretary of the Army, Ms. Warmoth. Her name is Christine Warmoth. And she currently works for the District Director for the California Assembly District 76. And she has something here for Mr. Schoville.
Thanks, Joe. This is always fantastic to come, and thank you so much for your service every day, everything that you do. Today, we do have a state recognition. It's a California Legislature Assembly Certificate of Recognition, and it's presented to Dennis Schoville in recognition and celebration of your continued service after a distinguished military career. Your efforts to positively impact the communities across San Diego and beyond are commended. On behalf of the California State Assembly, thank you so much for your commitment and dedication and service to others.
Thank you. I've been up here too long.
Please, something pretty next.
Yo, that's good.
Thank you. We have something also for Mr. Schoville. This is from the Association of the United States Army San Diego chapter, our certificate of appreciation for his outstanding presentation as guest speaker for the 248th anniversary of the United States Army, briefing our members, soldiers, and cadets from the San Diego area on his experiences as a helicopter pilot serving in Vietnam and currently serving on the board of directors of the Miramar National Cemetery Support Foundation, signed Brigadier General Retired Dean Mallires, President. Sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you all.
There is a motion I'd like to make, since this is actually a business meeting along with the luncheon and decorations and awards. Since we have most of the ex-com members here, I'm going to ask for a vote. And the motion I'd like to make, and hope that it's second, that our treasurer and our funds would like to make a donation to the cemetery in the amount of $500. And if I can get a second to this motion, please raise your hand. And second. Any questions, concerns? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. A check will be sent to you or delivered to you.
Thank you.
In the immediate future. Thank you.
The last presentation is for Ms. Kathleen S. Prout. Kathy, can you come up here, please? For 20 years, Kathy Prout, known to all of our uniformed services community, has in fact been champion for surviving spouses. She has, in fact, fulfilled every criterion for the AUSA SSL Excellence Award. She has not only been an exemplary SSL, but a nationally recognized leader to improve surviving spouses' benefits from the Department of Defense, Veterans Administration, and Internal Revenue Service and the State of California Franchise Tax Board. Service and the State of California, since 2006, Kathy remains the recognized leader of our Uniformed Services Surviving Spouses efforts to repeal the Survivor Benefit Plan, Dependency and Indemnity Compensation Offset, SBP DIC. She has made over 100 trips at her own expense to Congress to visit with every senator and representative multiple times. So the AUSA San Diego chapter salutes Kathy for what she has done for our nation. So our president, Dean Mallires, will present it to Kathy. Thank you. Okay.
We ought to just split.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of stretch here, but I want to introduce this lady. Lieutenant Colonel David York introduced me to Kathy about 10 years ago. And I will tell you firsthand, she lost her husband in a tragic plane crash. She was a very young lady at the time, a young mother, and had to be forced into raising kids all by herself and no insurance or anything else. I'll let her elaborate on it for a little bit. But I've never met a person in my life that has done more for the soldiers, sailors, Marines, Coast Guard, and U.S. Space Force in the event that you lose a loved one who on active duty, in combat, or whatever. And by herself, and all by herself, has built up a national network that's supported by MOAA, and MOA stands for Military Officers Association of America. AUSA stands for every E1 through General, enlisted or officer corps. And we are making a movement now to get National AUSA to be not a co-sponsor, but a supporter as much as MOA is for our personnel in the event they lose their life, whether on active duty in drill, or whether on active duty in combat, or they're on active duty in some foreign country. So I'm going to let her talk for just a few minutes because I know we're running behind, and she can kind of tell you in more detail about herself.
This is quite an honor and a surprise, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me and actually my husband, because he's the one that got me involved in all of this stuff as a brand new Navy wife who didn't know anything about the Navy or military service. So when I found out about everything, it was quite a surprise. But I moved 26 times in 24 years in the Navy. People used to say, "How often do you move?" And I'd say, well, about every 15 minutes. But anyway, it was worth the trip. But my husband was Rear Admiral James G. Prout III, United States Navy. He graduated from the Naval Academy and, in 1966, and by 1967 he was in Vietnam. He operated with Navy SEALs. It was called Operation Game Warden on the Nha Tran River. I think I said that right. And he was injured by a rocket-propelled grenade in the throat and chest while on a SEAL UDT mission. A lot of the guys in the boat did not survive, but he did, and he received a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star with the Combat V. He became an admiral in 1993, and his first job was serving with Commander-in-Chief Pacific Fleet in Hawaii, and then we came back to San Diego, and he was in command